President Trump said a meeting between his special envoy Steve Witkoff and Russia's Vladimir Putin was, quote, highly productive. Those two met today in Moscow to discuss the war in Ukraine. President Trump has been pushing Russia to reach a ceasefire in this now 3.5-year-long conflict, and he gave them a deadline of Friday to do so or else face sanctions. CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us now with more on this. And Eleanor, thanks for being with us. We're hearing from the White House that the Russians have expressed a desire to meet with President Trump himself. Do we know if and when a meeting could happen?
Russia has expressed a desire, according to the White House, who says that President Trump is also eager to meet with both President Putin and President Zelensky, but no date has been set. If such talks were to occur, they'd be the highest level of negotiations since the war began, I believe. There have been lower level talks in Istanbul, but President Trump throughout the summer has expressed frustration that Russia and Putin have been using those talks to tap the U.S. along without actually committing to winding down the war in Ukraine.
And Eleanor, let's turn back to today's meeting between Witkoff and Putin. Did we get any closer to a peace deal, and should we still expect these sanctions to still go into effect?
President Trump has said throughout today on Truth Social that great progress was made. And recently in the Oval Office, he said that maybe we'll see if the secondary sanctions are put into effect on Friday. The great progress is a change in tone because all summer President Trump has been pessimistic about how President Putin has said one thing to him and then, instead of winding down the war, has continued Russia's summer offensive against Ukrainian cities. If the secondary sanctions are imposed on Friday. Friday is the deadline that President Trump gave for President Putin to accept a ceasefire or for Russia to suffer economic consequences. If those secondary sanctions are imposed, that would be one additional card President Trump could play to pressure Russia to come to the table.
All right, Eleanor Watson, thanks so much for being with us.